Today I want to talk about muscle memory, which is a great thing. Don't get me wrong. I think it's good to practice something and practicing it correctly, slowly, and getting it there into the memory of muscles. That's a great thing. But that's not the only thing that you should rely on. That's very important, especially if you're a beginner. You should not think that, oh, now, I've got this, I can just play it wherever. Because playing in your living room, playing in your living room and playing on stage is not the same thing. And there might be times where it's going to really surprise you, because it can be in the form of what you're playing can be in the form of A, B, B, A, B, B, and then suddenly it's A, C, A, B, or something like that. Then it's problem. When you're on stage, you can mess up. Worse is when you're in a studio. If you're recording, then you have to be really alert. You have to be in that state, aware. So let me give you an example. It's like D minor 7 and G7, like G dominant 7. It goes like this, and then you get into it like, okay, fine. Now your fingers, whenever you play the D minor 7, your fingers want to go to G7, G dominant 7. But there might be something, then it goes to G7, but G minor 7. Or something like some diminished chord like this. What are you going to do then? Because your fingers learn to go to G dominant 7 after D minor 7, over and over again. So that's why you have to be careful with that as well. You have to be ready for different possibilities. And that concentration is really something concentration is something you have to be concentrating on. And being on stage is some different experience. There might be many distractions. I don't know if you play in a cafe or a bar or somewhere like that. The waiters are walking around. Somebody drops something. Some people talking. Some people are too, listening to you too carefully. They're looking at your fingers, and then you notice that, oh, I should be careful. I should not be making any mistakes here. And the more you get uptight about not making mistakes, you begin to make mistakes, and that's another problem. So I think what it comes down to is putting yourself on the line, like trying to get experience. You might be bad at something in the beginning, but you should still keep on doing it so that you get the nerves under control, or you get desensitized to that position, to being on the stage. And that way you're going to be more comfortable. You still have to be awake, still have to be careful, focused, so that your fingers don't just do what they are used to. They are ready to go in the opposite direction when the situation calls for it. But I think it's an important part when you put yourself in difficult situations, and then you discover ways which you didn't know exist, and they come out of you, and they know how to react in a difficult situation. They know when you're on a stage, when there's the stress of it, and there is nice excitement of it, and when you are in that kind of weird place, how are you going to remember all these chords, and how are you going to remember that weird change there, weird direction there? It will all reveal itself to you only when you're on stage. As a theory, I can't talk about it until morning, but it won't help you as much as being in that situation. I think that goes for many other things in life. Putting yourself into that difficult position and surviving through it and then coming out of it alive is going to teach you much more than just listening to my video or reading some other guy's book or whatnot. Give it a try. Put yourself in difficult positions. Okay, I see you on the next video.